Hello YouTube modelists, welcome back to my channel. I want to thank all my viewers and subscribers for tuning in. So before I do the final reveal of the Ford Bronco kit, just want to chime in on the latest topic of discussion among the community about group bills. I personally, in my humble opinion, I think it's great that people have many group bills. But personally, I don't really get into too many group bills. It depends on many factors. One, if my current interest and motivation happens to coincide with the theme of the group bills. Two, if I happen to have a kit that fits the group build or something I want to build currently that fits into that category. And number three, time management, whether I actually have time to do it based on the deadline and whether I happen to be, if I had anything else going around that time. So it definitely has nothing to do with who's hosting the group build, or it's definitely not a popularity contest. You know, sometimes it depends on what the group build theme or motif happens to be, and if it coincides with what I want to build or what I have around. But I personally, in general, do not participate in too many group builds. I only do like maybe one or two a year because I am a very slow builder. I can never do the 48-hour one. I just take too long. My equipment is not up to par, and I don't have a dehydrator, so if I happen to spray something, it's just going to take a week just for it to dry without getting my fingerprints on it. So, but I think it's great, you know, if you happen to, it fits into your schedule, then by all means, you know, the more group builds to choose from, the better. But I do want to say that from a participant's point of view in a group build, it is nice. The quality of group builds do vary. Some hosts go as far as distributing tokens or compiles a slideshow from all the participants to recognize and showcase them, which I think is very nice. While some other hosts may not do that, but you know, it just takes a lot of time to be a host. But I think at the very least, as a participant, it would be nice if the host happens to watch and comment on each participant's build to acknowledge, you know, their build and to offer their their opinion, or at least acknowledge the build. So that's my 2 cents on group builds. I personally can never do it. I think it requires a lot of time and dedication. You know, even if you use the hashtag and identify the theme of your group build, this is just very time consuming. That's something that I could never do, you know. Plus, I don't have the star power. If I happen to name a group build, who knows? Maybe no one will ever join. But anyway, so that's my take on group builds. So I'll be right back. Alright, so the Ford Bronco is fully assembled. Only thing missing are the decals, but wanted to show you what it looks like without the decals and without the hubcaps, which I still haven't decided whether I want to put them on or not. Do I want the rugged steelies, or do I want the hubs? So that's the only thing left. I will be removing the top because the top is not glued, and although this swing away spare tire mount is nice, it does not lock, so it's actually pretty floppy in the back like that. So I will probably be removing both of those and then applying the decals, but just want to show you what it looks like without the hubcaps and before decals. I'll be back. So here we are at the final reveal of the Ford Bronco kit that I got from Ed's Garage. He had a giveaway, so I believe it's a 1973, even though it doesn't specify the year. So without delay, here is the final reveal. So here it is, all dressed up with all the features, meaning the top and the spare tire carrier. Let me position the lighting. So it's sprayed in a light gray. I did put the Colorado license plates. I happened to break out a new Molotow pen, so the chrome is nice and shiny because the chrome pigment is nice and fresh. I did get the Fireball decals from Joseph, but I think Gopher also makes tire decals, but this time I just happened to get it from Fireball. The only thing about the Fireball decals is that, I mean, they have a great selection. I wanted the all-terrains, even though if you look at the tire treads, they look more like mud tires. So maybe I should have gotten the mud terrain TAs, because it kind of looked like mud paddles. But I ended up getting the all-terrain. This swing-away carrier is a nice touch to the vehicle, nice feature, but the only problem is it doesn't lock into place. So it kind of swings around like a fishtail. It's very floppy. So I'll leave it on for now, but I'm going to take it off because once you move it around, it's swinging all over the place. One thing I did have to do, because I didn't want the tires or the wheels to spin freely, I lifted the body off the frame in the rear a little bit by using some shims. So basically the bumper actually starts right below this light, but if you notice, there's a little bit of a gap because I actually lifted it, because the tire has to clear this fender for it to spin freely because it's actually rubbing. I drilled out the tailpipes. I was looking for a decal, but I couldn't find something appropriate. If I had found one that kind of fits size-wise of a blue Ford Blue Oval, I think I would have used it. But this kit is very detailed. It's very modern tooling. I'm a little surprised that the side marker lights, they don't provide a lens for you. You just basically have to color in the molding on the body. But decals are provided for the Bronco. They look very nice. And of course the hood openings are all molded open, so you don't have to black wash it too much. They do give you many choices, like you could have used in, I think, black or white for Ford, but I chose the red. So let's remove all the options so you can see what it looks like. So again, the rear is floppy. You see it flopping around. So I'm just going to remove it. I mean, you can glue it down, but I'm not. Could also remove the top. I did not glue it in. There is glass in here. I normally don't put the glass up, but because the front windshield is glued in, it wasn't molded as part of the body, it adds structural strength or integrity by putting these windows in to help brace the back of this windshield. I use yellow seat belts, but of course I had to go get some more crazy glue, and I forgot, and I got the standard crazy glue. So I usually use the thick one, the gel, because the seatbelt kind of soaked in the liquid form. Because usually I get the gel. Interior is done. There's a decal for the center horn of the steering wheel. The speedometer instrument is a decal. But that's pretty much it. They do provide the inserts, the seat inserts, that plaid design. They also provide a decal for the plaid on the door panels. So that's very nice. You just have to be careful with this decal over here. It's one long decal that spans the whole length of the body. And then I took a knife and I slid it right where the door opening is, because I wanted to show the door panel. But the knife, I guess, was not sharp enough, or The decal, it was not cut. So that's why it's slightly jagged, the line. I think this side it came out a little better. But basically I just took a miling knife and I slit the decal down the length of the door. Again, these Fireball tire decals are great from Joseph, but they are not pre-cut. So it's really hard to see the white lettering against the light blue decal paper in the back. So when I cut it, I can't really quite cut as close because I didn't want to cut into the words. So when I apply it, sometimes there is a lot of the decal transfer sheet that comes along with it because I can't trim that close to the words. The wheels, I detail the lugs and of course the front locking hub, but they do provide hubcaps. The front hubcaps has a hole for the front hub to come through so you can lock it, and the rear are full covers. I end up leaving it with the more rugged steely look, but of course you can always choose to use the more formal hubcap look. But I wanted the rugged look. Kind of reminds me of the American version of the Land Rover or Range Rover. So let's see what it looks like under the hood. Under the hood does fit rather tight, so let's hopefully come off very easily. Okay, so here's the 302. Of course, if you want to customize it, you can just order a separate Ford Coyote engine. I think a lot of people put the Coyote engines in here, but anyway, it's a 302. It's got the green top battery. But I guess I really should have chose a different color because I put the decal that says auto light. Some things did surprise me was that the battery and this module, this red module that I painted red, did not come separate. It came molded. So it's just a little bit more challenging to paint it because it is part of the engine compartment. I did wire the engines. And of course there's the caution fan decal. I think this is a jack to jack up the car. Upper and lower radiator hoses are provided. So that's the engine, the body. You guys saw the interior. Let's flip it over and take a look at the bottom. I ended up choosing the yellow shocks. I think that's what they tell you to paint it. I put the pink booties on it. The shock boots. Dual shocks per side. Front and back. Ford blue engine. Did not paint the transmission silver. Exhaust. A metallic color for the muffler. And that's pretty much it. The decals, they did give you a choice of many colors, so I think the Ford decal for the tailgate, you can either leave it with just the raised with no decal, or you can put white, or you can choose, I think, black. So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoy this. This is a very detailed and modern tooled kit. I think you guys who bought the Bronco Baja is very similar. Also, the half cab is just a shorter version without the back seat. But I mean, it's a nice looking kit. Of course, like I say, you can use the hubcaps, or if you guys do without the tire decals, or if you want to choose the mud terrain TAs instead of the all terrains, because the chevron treads do indicate it to be more like a mud tire with those mud paddles. And I did have to use the black panel lines for these two, so it looks nice. So that's pretty much it. So stay tuned, and I'll have pics, stills at the end. Thanks for watching.